there is a question in Japanese. If you put one earphone in, that'll be in English. Okay, good evening all, and welcome to England's press conference, joined by, to my left, head coach Steve Borthwick, and to his left, captain Courtney Lawes. We will be taking questions. Please raise your hand and wait for the microphone. We'll wait for the interpretation to finish before moving to the next question. So first question, please.
Hi, Steve. Congrats on the win. What are your immediate thoughts from that? 2 from 2, got the job done?
Yeah, the players have done tremendously well. I think that was a really tough test match against a really well-coached Japanese side who clearly came with a tactical plan and play the game differently to I think anybody else in the world plays. And the players did tremendously well through that game to get the result.
Do you mind how you win, as long as you do win?
I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, the players find a way. And that's the important thing, that they find a way. And in these conditions, it's challenging. It's challenging with both teams. You see a Japan team that kicked the ball 37 times today. I'm not sure when you'd see a Japan team that kicks the ball 37 times. And that gives you a sign of the nature of it. The Fiji win earlier on tonight, scored 1 try off a box kick. It tells you a lot about what's going on, what the challenge is. So for the players to go there tonight and find a way of scoring 4 tries, and ultimately the cohesion built through the game, and we knew every bit of information was telling us about that last quarter was going to be the important quarter. It was going to be a tight, we talked a week about, we felt this game could be tight, and the last quarter is where we need to accelerate, and the boys did that.
Courtney, can I ask you about your try? Have you ever been assisted with a header before? Talk us through it.
No, it's, quite a lucky try, but I'll take them where they come, to be honest. It was a good bit of luck for us, and like Steve said, in these conditions, you take what you give them, really.
Did George actually tell you to go and score the try in case it was given? Does that show the intelligence, I suppose, of actually scoring it?
Well, I saw it ricocheted off his head, so I went and scored the try just in case. But I was pretty sure that it'd gone backwards and then come off his head. I told the ref on the way out, so I had a good idea that it was going to get given anyway.
Courtney, how hard were the conditions? It looked like the ball was slipping all over the place.
Yeah, it was tough. Even when you got a good grasp of it, you're going into contact, and it's kind of, can feel it almost spilling out your hands sometimes before you've even made contact and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually really, really quite challenging at the minute because it's just so greasy. It's hot, it's really humid, so you're really sweaty, and yeah, it makes for pretty much like a wet weather game out there.
But you scored 4 tries tonight despite that. What sort of springboard can that be for your attack moving forward?
Yeah, I think we showed definitely in glimpses how good our attack can be, and we'll continue to work on it. I think we're getting better every day, and that's the main thing. We're taking steps forward, and come later on in the competition, we're hoping we're firing on all cylinders.
Hi, Steve. Can you just sort of appraise Ben Earl's performance tonight? Because I know that you'd obviously, a while ago, you'd sort of had a word with him about what he needed to improve, but it feels like at the moment, he's, and especially in the sort of latter stages of matches, he's really coming into his own, and his engine seems to kind of take him to a different level. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, I thought he played really well, and I think what he's done. If we go back to the Six Nations, there was some. He was on the bench for the first couple of games of the Six Nations, and we had some conversations about what I felt that he could do better and add and build in his game. And to his immense credit, he's gone and then finished the season brilliantly and carried that into this tournament. And I think what you see with this, the other note you talk about the strength we have in our back row. When you start thinking about the way Courtney played tonight, Billy come back on in Lawes, who I think every time he delivers every time. That's the nature of the player Lawes is. And you've got Tom Curry and Jack Willis. George Martin was playing at blindside flanker for a period tonight. You start saying there's a lot of strength and depth in that position.
And did you have any injury issues tonight, or?
I haven't received any medical report, but I think there was Freddie Stewart looked like he had a dead leg. I don't know how bad or the indications of it at this stage. I'll get that all the medical report at the end of tonight.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
クリエイティブ2吉田ですけども、スティーブン久しぶりです。
Oh, sorry.
I think it's for Steve. Okay, go
久しぶ
ahead.
りです、スティーブン。日本のことはね、よくご存知ですけども、どれぐらいの範囲でこう想定通りで、想定外のものがありましたか、日本の戦い方は。
Arigato gozaimashita. So the Japan team tonight played what I thought was incredibly smart and unorthodox rugby. The use of the attacking kicks over the ruck, kicks behind the defensive line. I've not seen Japan use it to that extent, and I thought they did that tremendously well. So it's immense credit to them, and there was a couple of bounces of the ball that we had to fight very hard for. So I thought that was a very, very good Japanese team that's clearly really well coached.
Thank you. Just here in the third row. Just here in front, lady in the third row. Yeah.
Hi, Stephen. Congratulations. So only having 9 months to the prep for the World Cup and taking over from Eddie, what did you make the most of, and what new factors did you add to the team to play against Japan today?
So I think that having the full coaching team together for this summer has been a opportunity for us to work as hard as we can to make us ground quickly. And I think what you're seeing is strides in some of the fundamentals aspects of the game. And I think you're seeing growth now in our attack. And I think we're going to see more growth in that attack. It's always the way that you build the fundamentals through your defence, your kicking game, your set piece and your breakdown. And then the attack always takes the longest to come because it takes cohesion. And you see teams that have had 4 years, some teams have had 8 years with the same coaching team to build through that. We've had 3 or 4 months with our full coaching team in place. So what we're doing, as Courtney talked about, is working exceptionally hard every day to move forward.
Next question.
Bonsoir, en français, c'est possible. On disait, en lisant la presse anglaise avant cette Coupe du Monde, on disait que votre équipe était malade. Vous avez prouvé le contraire depuis 2 matchs. À quel point vous êtes satisfait de cela? Merci.
So I'm not sure I fully understand the question. So the English team was. Did you get that one?
I think it was yeah, could you repeat the interpretation, please?
That's never been my opinion of the team. If it's an opinion that's been shared by other people, that's their opinion. I believe I've got a group of players, like the man next to me, who know what it is to perform on the big stage. And I think you're going to see this team develop. We've still got a lot of growth in us. You see players of quality that are going to start coming back. You know, when Farrell becomes available next week, Tom Curry, who's only played a couple minutes in this tournament, will become available the following week. And I think I said this many times. I said the team was preparing for the tournament. I said the team had immense quality throughout it, that it want to perform on the biggest of stages. And again, the boys showed that tonight.
Thanks, Steve. Any further questions? Nick.
Yeah, Steve, just on that, with Owen coming back, a great problem to have, isn't it, with the way George has played? How do you sort of handle that? Is it just partly at this point to negotiate the matches you've got in this pool and then almost have a sort of either a shootout or put them together for something down the line? You know, fingers crossed you get to that knockout sort of stage. You describe it as a problem. I describe it as what a fantastic squad of players I have the privilege to work with. Strength and depth across the squad that I'm sure a lot of countries would look enviably, in an envious manner for. So I see I've got the privilege to work with these great players, and we'll continue to work this week. We play Chile next week, and that's our sole focus, nothing beyond Chile. We build towards Chile next Saturday in Lille, and I expect there to be another huge English contingent in the crowd, who again, I think it's important, and I said it in the week, I said it last week as well, those supporters out there were outstanding. They pay a lot of money to come and travel overseas and follow this team, and we're very fortunate to have them.
Okay. I'm not seeing any further hands raised, so thank you very much, Steve and Courtney. The mix zone will open in 5 minutes' time.
Lovely. Cheers, mate.